Welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 17th of February for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. This week sees the Sun travel into the 12th Zodiac sign, the sign of Pisces, on Wednesday. But also on Sunday we have a fabulous new moon. A new moon which is going to be fired up by the energies of Mars. But Mars is also going to be forging a tremendous angle with Uranus this week, which is a very positive but also very fast moving energy. And the Sun's going to join in with that by the time it achieves that new moon on Sunday. So although it's a watery new moon in the sign of Pisces, also mutable, shifting around, I do think it's going to bring a lot of passion to bear, and particularly when we can listen to our instincts but act them out in a more tangible way, which comes from the energy of Mars being in the sign of Capricorn, where it is exalted. But the other really good piece of news this week is that Saturn and Pluto now start to inch apart. They've been broadly within 3 degrees for around about a year, and of course came into that big connection on the 12th of January where they were exactly conjunct. But now Saturn starts to step forwards. It will move into the sign of Aquarius on the 22nd of March. So that will, depending on your natal chart, provide some relief. Or it could be that Saturn's going to move on to a critical point, like it joins up with my Sun for those 4 months that it is in Aquarius. But what I would say to you is that I feel that the intensity of the transit between Saturn and Pluto is going to start to lessen now, and that's something that we can all appreciate. Now, of course, this week also sees Mercury go into a retrograde. But Mercury has actually been in its shadow, both in the sign of Aquarius on the 2nd of February, and since the 3rd, when it moved into Pisces, right through till this week. But obviously we do need to be sure that we're being very mindful about how we control documents, communications, and there could be some kind of unreliability around a trusted appliance or even device that perhaps has been something that's always there, we're using constantly in our everyday world. Mercury being the ruling planet of Gemini, which is very much about the everyday world. Your specific forecast, Libra, suggests that if something has been really stuck at the base of your existence, so your emotional being, perhaps your environment, your immediate environment, perhaps there's been a family issue, something to do with a property where you're living, if you felt really inhibited in this particular area, it really wouldn't be a surprise. There's been some very tender influences over the last 2 years. But with Mars storming into the sign of Capricorn, where it is blessed, on Tuesday of this week, it's a chance to press the reset button. So if you want to change your bathroom, refit your kitchen, move up the housing ladder, scale down, whatever it is you need to do for you, your determination to push through the resistance that's been there is going to be formidable over the next 6 weeks. But also this week, of course, Mercury, the planet of communication, does go into retrograde in Pisces, a sign where it's not at its best. So when it comes to work, or where you provide support to others, or where you want to keep your life as organised as possible, that particular change suggests you will need to be eagle-eyed. Sometimes details can bore you a little bit because you're much more in the intellectual plane for your thinking. But this is a time to really focus down on everyday processes to make sure that you don't miss something that may seem just an innocent oversight, but just is something that can cause you some hassle. So when it comes to paperwork or receipts, just try to be as precise about your planning as possible. Now, if you are hoping to go to an appointment of any kind, be it for a job or a medical appointment, between now and also the 3rd of March, just be prepared that it could be reset, perhaps without your agreement, or perhaps you're going to need to make a change. That's just part of the process. But The sun does break into this area too on Wednesday, which can be very good for you. The sun's also going to be forging a fantastic angle to both Mars and also Uranus. So I feel that if you can just commit to the everyday detail, the things that are a little on the dull side, just take on the challenge. Actually, you can be hugely productive once you put your mind to it. And as this week draws to a close and we have an absolutely brilliant new moon, if you are applying for a job or perhaps even thinking of working from home, this can be a great opportunity in the following month really to set things in motion. So do set your intent. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to ascend above your zodiac sign and embrace personal astrology and understand what makes you tick beyond just where your sun's located, please see the link beneath this video where you can order your personal character analysis and also your 12-month forecast, and also achieve a 30% discount, or you can choose to have a one-to-one personal consultation with me. But for now, good luck and goodbye.